Shut up. So, anyway, the talk is on hiatus because Sharon Osbourne threw a fit like a small child on the show, and now they're saying they're going to investigate. But black people have a big problem with white people who are not racist, but they deny that there's even any racism in the world. That's what Sharon Osbourne basically was doing. I'm not a racist, and there is no racism. Shut up, dummy. We're gonna go to a break. This is the last break, and we'll be right back.
And now, without further ado, the man we've all been waiting for, T-Jam D. Welcome back to the show.
All right, moving on from this royal family nonsense. Did anybody see the Grammys? I did. Seen a little bit of it. I didn't watch the whole show. Those shows were better when they had all the people who are nominated in the audience and they come up on stage and get their award, and you'll have some performances. Although I didn't watch much of the Grammys anymore anyway. I used to watch all these award shows when I was younger, but I kind of lost interest in all of them except for the Golden Globes and the Oscars. And I didn't even watch the whole show of them. I'm talking about back before the pandemic. The Golden Globes looked like it was more fun because everybody would be out in the audience, and they would be at tables having dinner and drinks and everything. And so some of the actors were getting up on stage and be a little tipsy. You can tell what their speeches that they were giving, that they were a little tipsy. But I watched a little bit, and I just happened to get lucky enough to turn to the Grammys when Cardi B and Megan were doing their song, and I was thinking, this is risque. This is what we call risque. I mean, those girls, their asses was half hanging out. Had mad cleavage going on, and they were scissoring and bumping, grinding, rolling around on I would say the floor, but it was a giant bed. They were singing this WAP song, which is very inappropriate for national TV. Even though she was not saying, the word pussy on this song. She was leaving it out, but she was still pretty much letting you know, what it was about with the other lyrics around that word. And then Trevor Noah, the host of The Daily Show, he was hosting the show, the Grammys, and this guy came up on stage, there was a giant bed up on the stage, and he acted like it was the most exciting show he's ever seen. And I was thinking, are you kidding me, dude? That was probably the most inappropriate and controversial show that I've ever seen on the Grammys. Cardi B and Megan somebody, I don't even remember her last name, but that's the show that they had. That's the show they done on there. And I was, I was expecting a lot of backlash, which they did get. They did get a lot of backlash. So, but because of COVID, the ratings are way down on these award shows, and the ratings are down on everything, even sporting events. Even the ratings for the Super Bowl are down. And the Super Bowl usually is the highest rated TV show of the year, and it still is, but it's still not as many viewers as they've had in the past. So if you didn't get to see the Cardi B performance in the Grammys, maybe you should go on YouTube and look it up. It was pretty sexy actually, but it was just not appropriate for national primetime national TV. So that brings me to because a lot of people compared the Cardi B performance with the canceling of cartoon characters. Now, I've seen one lady post on Facebook. She posted something about Joe Biden saying that he've accomplished canceling Pepe Le Pew and Dr. Seuss and blah 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 blah. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys something. I hate to tell you this, but Joe Biden has nothing to do with Pepe Le Pew. The company that Warner Brothers is the company that produced that cartoon. They haven't made a new Pepe Le Pew cartoon in 50 years. And so they decided to discontinue that character for the new Space Jam movie. Because, it was a controversial character, but that was Warner Brothers, not Joe Biden. He has nothing to do with that. So those of you who are complaining about Joe Biden, he has nothing to do with what Warner Brothers. They probably done it just for monetary reasons. Like, they're not making any money off Pepe Le Pew anymore. And if people are going to say this cartoon skunk is rapist, which he's not a rapist, but he was grabbing and kissing this cat that he was chasing around all the time in the cartoons. Thinking it was another skunk, but it wasn't. It was a cat. But anyway, the publishers of Dr. Seuss decided to discontinue a couple of books, not The Cat in the Hat and not Green Eggs and Ham. Those were not two of the books that they're going to discontinue. They're discontinuing some other books that don't sell anymore. They don't make money. So those of you who are blaming that on Joe Biden, you're dumb. Okay? Not Joe Biden's fault. The publisher decided to discontinue books that don't make money anymore. And they depict some questionable characters. Some characters, Asian characters that Asian people probably don't know exist and probably don't care. Again, these are books that they haven't sold one of in 50 years. Now that they've decided to discontinue it, everybody's all upset about it. And it's not the popular books. The Cat in the Hat is one of the more popular books. And Green Eggs and Ham are some of the more popular books. But this one is not. So, everybody calm down. Alright, moving on. So today we had another hate crime happening, which was a guy going to health spas. This guy's name was Robert Aaron. He's been apprehended now. Guy was armed and dangerous, but somehow they managed to take him down without beating him, without killing him, didn't shoot him, nothing. I mean, we've seen the cops do all kind of things to all kind of people who were not armed, not dangerous, some of them even children. But these guys who are murdering people, they managed to take them down pretty easily. The guys have guns and everything. The cops don't have no trouble. But anyway, I digress. I was arguing with some dumbass today on Facebook about these hate crimes against Asian people is what is going on. And this guy was telling me, no, they're just trying to distract you from the black people that are getting killed. I was like, no, they're not. This is I really didn't say all this because, on Facebook you're just typing stuff. I didn't feel like typing all this out. But what he said was the single stupidest and most ridiculous thing ever typed out on Facebook. I said, no, this is not this. I was thinking this. I didn't say all this. But I was thinking this has nothing to do with black people getting killed. Okay? Asian people are being attacked because they're Asian, because people have listened to the evil dummy say the Kung flu, the Wuhan flu, the Wuhan virus, the China virus. Okay, the evil dummy is wanted to make sure that everybody did not say think that this virus was his fault or him having anything to do with blame. So he wanted to make sure that was known that this came from China. But because he continued for a whole year of calling this the Wuhan flu or the Kung flu and the China virus, Asian people have been attacked. And a lot of them are not even Chinese. Some are Japanese and some are Korean. Some are Filipino. But Asian people are being attacked. And this moron was telling me how I'm going to oh, you always want to blame it on Trump. It is Trump's fault. He's the one with the rhetoric. He's the dick face who's saying the Kung flu, thinking it's funny, while Asian elderly people are being murdered because there's young dick faces who are being influenced by the evil dummy's words. And so, I refer to President Trump now as the evil dummy because he's a dumb person and it seems to be evil as well. So that term fits him perfectly, I think. The evil dummy. That's what's funny is that, that's not funny because we had a president who was an evil dummy. But these idiots are attacking Asian people because of the evil dummy's words. And he still goes on Fox and calls it the China flu or the Kung flu, the China virus. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He hears in the news, people tell him, even if he hadn't seen it himself, that Asian Americans are being attacked and murdered. But he doesn't care. He just wants to take credit for everything good and no responsibility for anything bad that's happened. So this guy, Robert Aaron, he murdered 8 people today going into massage parlors that were operated by Asian women. He killed 6 Asian women and 2 other people who were not Asian, I'm guessing, because they just said 6 out of the 8 were Asian young ladies. And he said that he would go in there for sex. Now, I've never even been to a massage parlor, but that's where Robert Kraft, the owner of the Patriots, got busted getting a hand job. So that could very well be true.